Before we head into the video, I'd love to give a shout out to the sponsor of the channel, RL Exchange. Now, RL Exchange is a great way to buy Rocket League items and credits on any platform at the cheapest prices so that you can build your dream setup. Make sure to go and check out their website using the top link in the description and use code TXC to get yourself 3% off your order. How's it going, guys? Welcome back to another video in episode 75 of Trading From Nothing all the way up to the Alpha Cap. Just before we do get into the trades, I'd like to mention as soon as we hit 22,000 subscribers, I'm giving away a White Octane over on the Discord server. Please do subscribe if you haven't already, because it really does help the channel out and you might be able to win yourself a free White Octane. So yeah, I mean, why wouldn't you subscribe? And also, if you do want to join the giveaway, make sure to join the Discord. The link is in the description down below. You will have to type like 5 or 10 times to get level 1, because there will be a level requirement on the giveaway. But as soon as you hit level 1, you can enter every single giveaway. As always, let's try and hit 200 likes on this episode, and let's get into the first trade of episode 75. Okay, so recently we've been making a ton of profit, and that definitely also stays consistent within this episode. I am going to be trying to clear out some of the items in our inventory, especially the harder to sell ones such as the Painted Dices, the Crimson Hextide, the Black Sunburst. The White Octane is going to stick around now. Unfortunately, it has actually recently dropped, but I don't believe it should drop anymore. Hopefully it will go up at least to above 9,000 credits again, and then I'll try and sell it on after that. But we do sell on a Fire God in the first trade for 500 credits. What I like to do is try and get rid of the easiest to sell items first, just because obviously they're easier to sell. So I just get rid of them a lot quicker, and then that allows me to focus on the harder to sell items a lot more easily. We do manage to sell on a White Fennec in this trade here as well. And I've got to say, the White Fennec recently have been really good for profit. I'm able to buy them for usually around 1,800 credits maybe, and then I'm able to sell it on for 1.9k to 2k. Now, unfortunately, it's not too easy to sell right now. I have noticed a lot of items have been crashing, and therefore they're a lot harder to sell. So the White Fennec is still pretty easy to sell on for its minimum value, but I've been trying to sell it for mid, and I've absolutely got no one offering that 2,000 credits. But yeah, you should be able to sell it for its minimum value, because its demand has dropped a little bit. You should also see people selling them for under its minimum value more often, and then that allows you to pick it up and then sell it on and then get the profit for yourself. We also do manage to get rid of another item again in this trade. So as I mentioned, we're getting rid of the easier to sell items such as the Black Stone in this trade. Now, the White Solar Flare has been a little bit hard to sell. I've been trying to sell it for a few hours now, and still no one is going to be buying it. So that is obviously not too great, but we can just list it up on our trading post and our garage. It's sort of one of those items that will sit around in the inventory for a while, but eventually I will find someone that wants it for its minimum value. I'm pretty confident that will happen anyway. But again, we are going to be selling on another White Fennec in this trade, and again, we're going to be getting 1.9k. And I do want to say that still the Dices are in our inventory, but they're not they're pretty fresh to the inventory still. They haven't been around for too many episodes, so again, they'll just stick around. I can list them up on our garage, our trading post. Make sure that you are refreshing your post as well, just so that they're at the top of the feed, therefore more people see them, and the more people that see your posts, the higher chance you have of actually selling your items or buying items in, depending what your post is listing. If I don't get any trades after about an hour and I'm just finding that I'm just constantly listing up posts and getting no one interested, then what I'll do is I'll start to buy items back again. So for example, if I'm trying to sell some Painted Dices and after maybe half an hour no one's interested, I'll switch it up and try and do some different trades, just because you don't want trading to get too boring for you. The whole point you're doing this is to make profit and also have fun. In this trade, we are going to be picking up a White Fennec. Now, we're overpaying by a little bit. My offer actually adds up to 2.1k at minimum value, and then we sell on the White Fennec for 1.9k. So I am losing 200 credits, but in the last episode, we basically picked up that Crimson Hextide for about 200, 300 credits, which was mad. So I can't complain with that whatsoever, and basically we've made a ton of profit, because it was worth 1.4k minimum value, but it's basically impossible to sell. So yeah, I definitely say that overpaying a little bit and getting a ton of profit still on that Hextide was definitely a really good idea. And as I mentioned, we are getting that 1.9k for the White Fennec, but I believe the inventory is slowly approaching 170,000 credits, but we're still like 30-40k away from the Alpha Cap, and it has actually recently gone up, and we could see this series breaking episode 100. And after this series, I'm definitely going to do more Nothing to Somethings, but I feel like I want to do a smaller one after this, just because yeah, we've been going for ages, and it's a little bit tiring. We've been going from exactly October the 8th. I'm not too sure exactly how many days ago that was, but it's been a very long time, and I really do appreciate the support we've got along the way. I know we were around 14,000 subscribers when I started the series, but yeah, we've gained an incredible amount of support, and yeah, I'm just very thankful for that. And also, when I did start the series, I sort of set a goal of around 6 months, so I guess we're still on track to hit that. But yeah, realistically, I do want this series to be over pretty quickly, because it's getting a bit annoying to trade, because right now we're not making too much progress. I know we're still making thousands of credits per episode, but when you put it into perspective, we've still got around 40,000 credits to go, so a very, very long way. However, we do manage to pick up a black standard, and my offer added up to 2.5k at min. His offer was 2.8k minimum value, and also the black standard is pretty easy to sell on, so we should be looking at around 300 credits profit on that trade when I eventually do sell on the black standard. Again, it shouldn't be that hard to sell, still has a very, very decent demand to it, and also we do manage to sell on the lime octane. Now, with this item, I actually did sort of struggle to sell it. I was trying to sell it for a long time. I was looking for the middle value. I dropped down a little bit. The only thing I didn't want to do was sell it for its minimum value, because I'm always telling you guys that the painted octanes have a really high demand and therefore search for their middle value, so I really didn't want to be a little bit hypocritical there and sell my one for the minimum value rather, but I usually do struggle to sell the more expensive octanes for the middle value. I'm usually selling them for the minimum value. I'm not really sure why this is, but the cheaper ones are definitely easier to sell for their middle value in my opinion. We do also pick up a dissolver for 530 credits. Again, this was a very good trade. It's valued at 700 minimum value, and it's actually a really high demand item. I should be able to sell this on within about 10 minutes if I just consistently list it up on the Xbox Looking for Group post, which is usually where I find a lot of my trades, just because Xbox have such an active community. There's loads of people buying and selling items. Unfortunately, as the name suggests, this is only on Xbox. Other platforms don't have this luxury, but if you are on Xbox, make sure to use the community section, because it's basically where I get most of my trades. And as you can see, I've come a very, very long way in this series. I've made quite a lot of profit, so I'd highly recommend it to any of the Xbox traders. We also do manage to sell Dissolver and Black Standard in one trade. We're going to be getting 3.6k for both. I believe that was 2.8k for the Black Standard, which was the minimum value, and then 800 for the Dissolver, so pretty good. Cannot complain with that whatsoever. Again, 2 items gone in one trade will save me a lot of time. I don't have to find separate buyers. And then also CZ, back-to-back trades coming in clutch. A lot of people think I know him. I don't. He's just a trader on RO Garage with some really, really decent prices. He's quite active as well. And then I also managed to sell on a White Interstellar for its minimum value. Again, this is a pretty hard to sell item. I wouldn't say it's very, very hard to sell. I can always sell it on for at least its minimum value, and I've got to say it's very, very good for profit. I can usually pick it up for around 200 to 400 credits below its minimum value, so yeah, very, very solid item for making profit. And we also do manage to pick up a Cobalt Octane for 300 credits in the end. I was negotiating with this guy for quite a while. I think I was pretty lucky with this trade, because he was going down pretty slowly. It was clear that he wanted around 400 credits, but we pay 300, and with these cheaper painted octanes, as I mentioned earlier, they're pretty easy to sell for their middle value. So I'm going to be trying to get 450 credits on this item, and when I do that, should be 150 credits profit in total. And also, a really good item to make profit with is the Fennec. Now, I can't usually make profit on this item because most people don't sell it for under its minimum value, but it's one of the most highly demanded items in the game, so if you can pick it up for anything below the minimum value, like the octanes, you're basically guaranteed to make profit. We're picking it up for 200 credits, which is really good. Usually I'm paying like 250, and it's also recently gone up. It's 400 minimum value, but I'm going to try and sell it before it drops, because I'm pretty certain that it will, because it always drops, and it's always sitting around 350, so I will try and get that sold pretty quickly to sort of guarantee a little bit more profit. But anyway, that is going to bring us to the end of the episode. Please do subscribe if you have enjoyed it. It's free, and we are on the road to 22,000 subscribers. As soon as we hit that, I'll be giving away a White Octane over on the Discord server. The link is in the description down below, like I mentioned at the start of the video, if you would like to join up. And yeah, let's try and hit 200 likes on this episode. As soon as we do that, I'll drop the next one. Thank you so much for watching to the end of the video. Comment Alpha Cap if you did make it this far, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.